I want to now shift to Luke Fickell and the Cincinnati Bearcats. I have tremendous respect for the University of Cincinnati's head football coach, Luke Fickell. In my opinion, Luke Fickell is easily one of the best head coaches in all of college football. And he has quickly turned around the University of Cincinnati. He's completely turned that program around, okay? His first year in Cincinnati was kind of choppy, The team was 4-8. They weren't very good, but I can forgive that just because, you're establishing your culture. You're trying to, get the program to where you want it to be. But the last 3 years, Luke Fickell has really, really gotten Cincinnati moving in the right direction. In 2018, they won 11 games. 2019, they won 11 games. And this year, the team is 8-0. And depending on how the committee feels, they have a chance to make the college football playoffs. They're a top 10 team in the nation right now. And listen, Luke Fickell is doing this with not a bunch of 4- and 5-star guys. A lot of the guys that are big-time recruits in Ohio, they tend to go to the Ohio State University to go compete for national titles. So Luke Fickell, he's in an uphill battle, but he continues to make things work, and he continues to win a bunch of games, okay? The thing that Luke Fickell does best, in my opinion, is he goes out and finds guys that fits his system, and he coaches them up, okay? And by the way, Luke Fickell's not an awful recruiter. I don't want to come across as the guy saying that he can't recruit. It's just that he cannot physically out-recruit the Ohio State University because, well, the University of Cincinnati has some limitations in that regard. He may never out-recruit Ohio State. And that's okay because you probably should not be out-recruiting the Ohio State University as the University of Cincinnati. That's not the expectations, nor should it ever be the expectations, okay? But he's been able to recruit fairly well. But what Luke Fickell does is he brings in guys that fits his culture, that fits his program, and he coaches those guys up, and he gets the most out of his players, man. I want to go back to last college football season. The University of Cincinnati had a big game versus the University of Central Florida, UCF. They were a ranked opponent at the time. They were traveling on the road to face the University of Cincinnati, and the University of Cincinnati beat them. They really did. That was a great game last year. I watched that game from start to finish. The atmosphere in Cincinnati was great. The crowd was rocking, and that's probably the biggest win of Luke Fickell's career at the University of Cincinnati because it told me this program has officially arrived, but in a new way. They're now one of the 10 to 15 best programs in all college football, in my opinion, right now. Okay? It was proven on the field versus UCF, a very good opponent. Keep in mind, UCF has had a lot of great success over the past 3 to 5 seasons. It wasn't too long ago that UCF had won 25 straight games. But that was the first ranked win that Cincinnati got as a program in the last decade. And Luke Fickell deserves a ton of credit for having his guys ready to play and getting that big-time victory. I think Cincinnati is definitely a program that's really, really on the rise. Are they going to make the college football playoffs this year? Maybe, maybe not. I think that they are definitely in contention for it. I want to say this. If Alabama wins out, if Clemson wins out, if Ohio State wins out, and Notre Dame loses, and a team like Florida or Texas A&M loses down the stretch, the college football committee should put the University of Cincinnati in the playoffs. In my opinion, if they continue to win out, I think they would have earned it. They're undefeated. They can only play the teams that are in front of them. They are having an amazing year. They definitely deserve to be there if those circumstances, come into fruition. And I think the college football playoff committee should kind of swallow their pride and just say, hey, Cincinnati deserves it. Let's put them in, okay? Because they're having a good year. I think that if those circumstances were to unfold, they are a worthy fourth team. And listen, we could talk about, Cincinnati doesn't have the players to compete. Listen, Clemson a couple of years ago in 2017 got blown out by Alabama. Michigan State got blown out by Alabama a couple of years ago as well. Ohio State's gotten blown out in the playoffs as well. Washington's gotten blown out, There's a lot of teams that have gotten blown out in the playoffs, Oklahoma too included. So I don't want to hear that, they're going to get blown out, because even the big-time schools you put in get blown out from time to time. So, again, that's how I feel about the University of Cincinnati. Not saying they should get in the playoffs right now, but I think that eventually down the road, if some of those things were to unfold that I mentioned, you at least need to consider them. But either way, bottom line, I love what Luke Fickell is doing right now. He's definitely putting together a great program at the University of Cincinnati, and I think that he's one of the best head coaches in all of college football, no doubt about it. He definitely is capable of building up a program from the ground up in college football. And honestly, I won't be shocked if Luke Fickell one day becomes a very good NFL head coach. He'll definitely have some offers, down the road if he continues to win games at the University of Cincinnati. Is that going to be in his future? Probably, probably not. We shall see. But bottom line, I'm a big fan of Luke Fickell, and he's definitely one of the best head coaches in all college football. The future is bright at the University of Cincinnati as long as Luke Fickell is their head coach. Thank you so much for watching this video today. Please also note that the Juiciest Sports Podcast is not just a YouTube channel. It is available on all podcasting platforms, including Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this content with all your friends. This podcast is my favorite thing in the entire world right now. It is my passion. And I want more people to listen to this podcast. I really want this podcast to grow. Also, a fun fact about me is that I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I am looking to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. And I potentially would like to start my own network if this podcast really truly grows. Or if I fall short of that goal, I would love to work for a big-time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. I am open to all networks. So if you believe in my dreams and you see or hear my passion through the screen, be sure to tell all your friends about the Juiciest Sports Podcast. Stay motivated, you guys. Have a God bless day, and I'm out.